Start the VOD. Welcome to levelupyourgame.net. I'm Disrepute, joined by Vor, and tonight it's the esportsheaven.net Fulltilt Poker Championship Division 1 Grand Final. Reason versus 4Kings. Vor, give us a little rundown of the teams.
Well, for Reason Gaming, who we've just watched beat Rage Gaming in the lower bracket final, we have Noctis, Ziv, Faz and DDK. And for 4Kings, Creaser, Verb, Zik and Lincoln.
I think pretty much all those players have played for their national teams. Creaser for Czech Republic, Verb and Zik for Poland, Lincoln for France, Noctis for Austria, Ziv for Sweden, Faz for Sweden, DDK for the UK. A nice European mixture. Grim Dungeons being picked by 4Kings. Of course, they did dominate this map for about a year in Quake Live. I don't think I saw them lose, but recently results have been a bit random. People have actually learnt from them, I think.
Yeah, but you can also say that 4Kings perhaps aren't practicing as much as they were a year or so ago when they were so dominant. They have slacked off slightly with how much they practice, and it has allowed other teams to catch up, you could say.
Reason Gaming are in the final of the ESL EMS as well, getting through from the lower bracket to that, so this will be the first of two finals. So Grim Dungeon's first map, Deep Inside second map, Realm of Steel Rats third map, and Dreadful Places the fourth map, so no intervention.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Reason, I thought they were supposed to be extremely confident on that map. Maybe they had some bad practices since. But anyway, it looks like we're going to get ready for this map. So, Vor, if you just want to talk about Grim Dungeons and what do you expect to see?
Well, the opening battle over the red armor area I think is going to be crucial for especially the first at least few minutes on this map, because you know you can play the yellow side of the map, but on the start I think both teams will want the red area to start with at least, and then they'll go from there and see what happens, but that red will be crucial at the start. The red should mean that whoever has that red will have massive advantage for taking battle suit, and you know you want to try and get the suit, kill the quad, and then look to dominate the first few minutes of the map.
Because this map doesn't have a plasma gun, it doesn't have a mega health, it does have the red, two yellows, battle suit and quad. We always love double power up maps. It definitely gives a lot more scope for strategy between the two teams. The yellows split one upper and one lower, physically divided, but separated from the red armor area with two bottleneck corridors. What are the key weapons, would you say, on this map, Vor?
Well, without a doubt the rocket launcher is the dominant weapon on this map, and that's why really the red is such a big advantage. You know, if you take that red and if you go aggressive with it and really put pressure on the yellow side of the map, you can cause the other team so many problems, because the real big advantage of having the red is you can go in and say, alright, you might hit me with a good shot as I attack you, but I've got that red armor and I'm still going to kill you anyway. But if you go aggressive, it is hard to stop a red armor player with a rocket launcher just running straight at you.
Do you think there's a preference of which power up then?
Well, it depends how the power up times develop throughout the game. If the quad ends up being delayed, or if the battlesuit ends up being delayed, it can totally change how the map needs to be played. For example, if the quad is, say, 5 or 10 seconds before suit, we might see whoever holds red being forced to attack quad, for fear of what that quad could then come and do at the battlesuit. So we'll have to see how the power-ups develop on this map.
Here we go, we are going live. So, map 1 of the grand final. esports7.net Fulltilt Poker Championship Reason versus 4Kings. We're following Noctis to start off on Grim Dungeons. Look at that spawn. Nobody got the rocket launcher spawn at red. Never seen that before. As he frags Zik, although he did do a bit of damage to his teammate. They did miss out on the red armor to 4Kings. Lincoln with the shotgun and Zik with the machine gun take out Noctis. And it looks like 4Kings have got the advantage in this red room.
Yeah, they have, and we don't know the power-up times yet, but this could be a crucial early advantage.
And there we go. Reason just trying to rush through, and Zik actually ignored one of the Reason players. Decided to move through and have a peek at quad, but it looked like Reason were pretty happy settling for that quad. 4Kings the battle suit, although there you go, 2 frags they've got out of that against Reason.
Very late power-ups.
Faz still trying to rush on that power-up. Creaser takes the battle suit. I didn't quite see who took quad, it was too quick. Ziv with the shaft. In fact, Creaser coming out the bounce pad rather rashly. He's got nothing to use, although that's quad down, isn't it?
Yeah, quad is down. Ziv was struggling to get kills, and the amount of time it took him to get a kill, it was too late because he was getting shot from multiple angles and he was taken down.
So it's a rather unflattering run from Creaser as well. It just seemed a little bit lost in what to do there with no weapons and no armour. 10 frags is the difference as Creaser's trying to work these Reason players, which he's absolutely surrounded by. Verb gets a bit unlucky, didn't know the red was up, could have dropped on it. But look, 4Kings are rushing in. 3 rocket launchers in the hands of the Reason players though, that's going to be very difficult to get past. Surely sit back if you're 4Kings now, but no, Zik does rush through, does get the frag in fact, and the 50's up for him.
Neither team wants to come out, you know, having lost this early red battle, but I have a feeling 4Kings are going to have to accept that they've lost this for now.
We just saw the amount of rocket launcher in the Reason players' hands there. It's formidable to run up against that through the tight corridors of Grim Dungeons. Although look at the spawner there, Zik. He managed to survive so long with the rocket launcher. Still a 10 frag advantage for 4Kings. 30 seconds until the power-ups. They're pretty much synced up still. Quad's only a second before. I doubt we're going to see either team delay a power-up this early on.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, we never know. Noctis trying to defend this rail platform for the battle suit. Does pick up rail. Looks like an attack coming from 4Kings. Going to switch round. See Lincoln. Yeah, he's at the quad area, and it's, well, there's 3 players for 4Kings, so the only pressure on Reason was from 1 4Kings player. There's battle suit. It's slightly delayed. Ziv going to go up the bounce pad. As it's only a couple of seconds, he could pretty much safely come through if he gets up straight away. He's missed out on the red there. A power-up run again from Ziv, not living up to what he would have hoped. Goes up the bounce pad against quad. That was insane. Lincoln must have run out of shaft. But there, Verb does finish off the battlesuit carrier. He only had 1 health left and did get railed by Faz. And they're still fighting over this red armor vault.
Yeah, I think 4Kings have the advantage this time though, unlike the previous power-ups, which gave a slight edge to Reason. It's not decided yet, actually. They're still coming in, Reason. Noctis has got in at the back, but he's taken out by Lincoln's rail.
That's a beautiful rail from Lincoln, just swiveling around. Misses another, though. Gets blocked off by his teammate. Doesn't want to share any weapons with Zik. And it looks like they have won this area again. As long as Lincoln blocks off this doorway, they should be pretty safe.
He needs some health, but it does look like his attacks are slowing down for Reason, and you have to say that's probably a smart decision, because if they're not careful with scoreline, you know, it can really get out of hand quite quickly if you are just attacking in unsuccessfully on that red. It's already a 17 frag difference, and they're going to be hoping they can keep it at that sort of level. They're going to be hoping that they can stop 4Kings from pushing out from red and making any more frags anywhere else.
So it looked like 4Kings were actually doing. We just switched to Zik, and a 2-man 4Kings attack just got shut down by the Reason player Noctis with the rocket. In fact, he's done an absolutely amazing job, because the 4Kings players did have armour to work with, but you see, they're just the power of rocket launcher in those corridors. Nothing you can do, and Noctis has got the frag on Zik. In fact, just before the battlesuit spawns, Reason are in a much better position with the power-ups then. Having not lost a player before it, Lincoln does have the battlesuit though. Where will the quad come from? Is it coming from that rail position? It is! Nice rocket from Lincoln, pushes Faz back. Faz going up the balance pad, that... What?
No, that was not a good idea from Faz. I mean, he might have felt he had no choice because his team was attacking in through shotgun, but he was never going to survive that situation.
Excellent play from Lincoln, completely clearing out that red armour room. And he's really turning out to be an excellent pickup for 4Kings. 20 frags is the difference now, as Ziv goes down to Lincoln, distributes his rocket launcher amongst his teammates and his lightning gun too.
That was a really important play by Lincoln, because you feel that in that situation where all of Reason were attacking him through shotgun, and if the quad had managed to get in from Lincoln perhaps being distracted by that 3-man push, then there could have been a real problem for 4Kings, and maybe Reason, you know, would have killed them.
That was interesting from Lincoln. He managed to push to this upper yellow. He did get the frag, but 4Kings in the meantime lost the red armor room. So they've had to sit at the yellows. We're now on Zik's point of view. He's blocking off this doorway for 4Kings to control the quad. He's actually pushing right the way through. Really quite aggressive there with the rockets, and he probably should have backed off a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that was good from whoever came in to hit that rail on him though, because Zik's attack on Noctis, that was really impressive. The rockets were perfectly placed, and you know, if Noctis didn't have someone come and help him, then Zik would have moved in and killed him.
It's about a 20 frag difference still in 4Kings' favour. Zik trying to be quite aggressive there. They need to keep it safe from this position. You don't want your quad getting railed. Oh, actually, he's moved through. The upper defences disappeared. We saw, just as we switched to Lincoln, Noctis with the battle. So, what's that? Moving through low. He looked like he might have been in a bit of trouble coming up against 4Kings player, but obviously survived. And now Lincoln moving through. Meets Noctis in the red armor room, gets knocked down into the pit of death though, and Noctis pounces on him with that rocket launcher. That was actually really well played from Noctis. It looked like he'd been pushed away and would have just backed off from the quad, but as soon as that quad got knocked down, he was right on top of him.
Yeah, that was a good play from the whole Reason team, because they had Noctis obviously at the front with the suit, but they had players all around that red armor pit, and as soon as the quad got knocked in, he was never going to get out of there. There was 3 people shooting at him, and Noctis moved in with that suit and took him out.
See that unlucky spawn for Ziv there, and Reason team Zik spawning right on the rocket launcher, manages to escape as well. Krisa almost diving in and stealing the red. Good defensive rails from Ziv.
Yeah, Reason are having real problems with that rocket launcher in red being picked up by spawners, and you know, I think that's twice now. It's actually cost them multiple frags and potentially going to cost them control of red.
Look at the difference in frags at this point. It's now to 10. So Reason are coming back into this. And at this point, as they attack, 4Kings do have control of the red, but maybe Reason want to sit back and start stacking up for these power-ups. Quad is slightly behind Battlesuit now, and could this be the point to delay Quad?
Could be, but I don't know, because there's still no real advantage to doing that, I don't think. At the moment, there isn't enough time between power-ups to take one to the other, and power-ups haven't been going badly for Reason. I don't think they want to change things too drastically yet. 3
Reason players in there were attacking the 4Kings on the Battlesuit pickup. They just let Ziv stay and wait for the quad. But 4Kings did take the Battlesuit, and now Ziv moving through. He's picked up shards, he's 100. He has got a shaft in hand, he's got full ammo on it. Ver, brilliant rockets, pushes him back. Surely going to take him out, or is he too weak? He's actually run out of rockets, has he? Yes, he has to pick up the shotgun. Ziv, only 2 health. Krisa goes down, up next to the rail, Lincoln. Oh, and Zik.
Great.
Oh, Lincoln as well. Amazing play from Ziv there. Phenomenal. That really was impressive. Amazingly.
Given Reason real full control over red now, but 4Kings have backed off totally.
Amazingly survived all the way through that fight. It was incredible to watch. It just shows the level of ability these top gamers do have. Years of experience, of course, with Ziv. We're only halfway through this first map, Grim Dungeons. Still a lot of time to play out. It's been brilliant so far already. Creaser, he's sitting back at this red armor with the shaft. I'm going to switch away, see if somebody's in a combat zone. Yeah, Verb, he's going to be pushing on the railgun here. Up the bounce pad as well. He might just wait here and ambush any reason. Players moving through.
Yeah, of course has to be careful, you know, because you can hear that bounce pad from inside the red room, and as soon as Ziv came round and saw that he wasn't in the vicinity of the door, the next most common place was where Verb was standing.
Tell you what it did do though, Verb, he did allow Creaser to get in behind, steal that rail. He managed to get the frag on Ziv there as well, and look, he's in an excellent position to cause Reason some trouble. He actually managed to shoot himself off the area. Noctis takes the battlesuit. Quad's picked up at the same time this time, so we are staying on the... He comes up the bounce pad against Quad, and I'm just amazed how many times players do that. He did actually add in a little rocket jump to save himself, but he does go down. And
Quad is down as well, though. This gives Reason a chance once again to keep control of this red.
There you go, Creaser and Lincoln taken out by DDK in that shotgun doorway.
Yeah, Lincoln with his quad had done a really good job to take Noctis out, who had the suit, but Lincoln didn't manage to get any other kills with that quad, and that has turned out to be quite crucial for Reason, because none of their other players were killed and they were able to take control of red.
10 frags is the difference still. I wouldn't want to call it at this point. But it is important to note that 4Kings from the very first minute have maintained a lead.
They have, but that lead is gradually getting smaller and smaller.
DDK defending this shotgun point. Let's see if he's going to be aggressive. Doesn't look like it will switch around. Have a look at Creaser, who's just escaped straight from spawn there. Goes down to Noctis, who's managed to blow himself up. And he's looking pretty weak. Controlling that red still. Let's have a look. Lincoln moving in on the rail position. Does do some excellent rocket damage to DDK, but DDK's pushed in with that shaft. Oh, the nades out of nowhere from Zik takes out DDK, and we're looking at power-up times in 15 seconds. Zik is actually in a brilliant position to push, but Ziv was waiting to counter any movement, so it looks like Reason have it pretty locked down, this battlesuit.
And they have, and look at the score, it's now down to 1 frag because they've had such a good time in between these power-ups.
So Verb with the quad, Faz with the battlesuit. There's no real delay, so he didn't need to be that careful going at the bounce pad that time. And there is the quad, it comes through from the rail. Is Faz going to take him out? He runs out of rockets, manages to pick up some more. He even palms off his rail to his teammate. It does go down to Verb's rockets though. What the hell? Verb pummels Creaser with quad. I have no idea why he did that. Maybe he's weak, but I mean, seemed a bit random. He does go down to Ziv's rocket, and we're on the Swedes' point of view yet again. 1 frag behind our Reason. Can they bring it back? 4Kings do seem to have again taken control of this red armor. Now what we haven't seen much of is either team, when they get control of red, moving out and dominating one of those yellow zones for.
Yeah, I think that's really down to the fact that neither team has really managed to get red so strong that they've actually had spare armor and weapons to move out with. And the times we have seen people move out, it's been countered really well. Seen quite a few occasions where someone has looked to push down through rail from the red armor and they've just been met by rockets, and even if they've got a kill, they've then been so weak that they just had to back off to red.
See, DDK countered Creaser's rails in at quad through the window is an excellent maneuver with the lightning gun. He managed to pick up his rail, now they moved into the red room and taking it over Reason, and it is just before the power-up, so 4Kings got completely turned around there, and they should be in a terrible position coming into these power-ups.
I really don't know how Reason did that, because ever since that failed suit run by Faz, really, that left 4Kings in such a good position, I don't know how they've come back so strong.
Do you know what this could be? Oh no, Lincoln has managed to stack up and get that quad, so that's lucky for 4Kings. They literally have nobody as they're both on the sentry of frags. Lincoln spots the battlesuit, or he's going to get distracted by Ziv's LG first. The battlesuit's running away, he must be weak.
The problem is Noctis has that suit, but he has no weapons.
Oh my god! Lincoln getting a bit too aggressive with the quad around the corridors, and Ziv just countered him with the pummel, that melee weapon. So useful in tight conditions like that corridor. 4Kings still that one frag advantage.
You know, they have this advantage, but
excuse me,
they don't have the strength at red armor to now move out. They have to really focus on just maintaining their control of red. Moving out isn't an option as Reason are looking to come in and attack.
I mean, the positional play of 4Kings is not ideal. In fact, it's not ideal from either team when they get into red, because they've just got so little time in between grabbing it to then set up. But Zik has managed to survive with a red armor. His teammate also took a red, so they should have a slight armor advantage at this point. Carissa in there perhaps going to wait and take the next one. Zik hitting 55% rail. Although he's only gone down to 50, so he can't have shot that many. He's in that lower position. Yellow. There's only 2 sets of power-ups left, so if one team gets a big advantage of frags off this run, 6 or so.
This is interesting from 4Kings. 3 of them looking to attack this quad.
Very interesting indeed, and it looks like they've taken it over. Are they going to split it and go for both? This could work out brilliantly. Ziv is going to go down, surely. He took a rail damage, although Noctis dives in and saves his teammate. Takes out Verb as well. Look, we got the battlesuit in 5 seconds. Zik manages to hit that rail. DDK on the spot. He's going to go down. Battlesuit gets taken. Did it?
It did.
And they've got both power-ups, 4Kings. That was amazing team play coordination. Oh no, the quad goes down to Noctis' rocket, and you have to say, I mean, diving into that pit with a power-up is probably the first thing you want to do if you're going to die. Is the battlesuit still alive?
The battlesuit was taken by 4Kings, but it was immediately voided. They didn't actually get anything from it.
It was an amazing maneuver to manage to get both power-ups anyway.
It was, but it hasn't given them any advantage. It's actually left them in a position of disadvantage now, as Reason have a whole team at red and got multiple rails. They're looking quite strong. You know, if they can keep their weapons, get some armor before this final power-up, 4Kings could be in trouble here and losing the first map.
This is 4Kings map choice Grim Dungeons. It's a best of 5. And 4Kings already 1-0 up because they're coming from the upper bracket.
Verb is having terrible luck with spawns.
This advantage Reason have just gained over this period of play is a winning advantage at the moment.
You only have to bring the console up though. It's so many bad spawns for Verb in a row. 3 of them, in fact.
30 seconds till the power-ups. Now what are 4Kings going to do? It's almost like they have to split and take both this time.
Maybe, but that could be a risk. They could hope to do it with just a quad.
How about this for they stay and hold quad strong and delay it.
That
Wait
is
until the battlesuit runs out and then rush
possibly what we're
around
going to
getting the
see,
frags.
you're right.
We've seen it from 4Kings before. Although Kreese are moving in, it looks like they are going for the battlesuit as well. It is absolutely perfect attack. There's 3 of them there though, so quad is surely going to look weak, but no, look, Lincoln takes it easily. Battlesuit by Faz goes down. This is the opening for Lincoln. Lincoln's
but he
getting
has
red.
to find people though, that's the problem.
He hears them low. There he is, he's going to meet a couple of them. Ziv goes down. There's enough time as well. Look, 3 frags the difference. If he gets this frag, they're in serious trouble. A Reason. DDK goes down off the spawn as well. The teams are tied. 25 seconds left. He's going to get another frag on DDK. Reason again going ahead. The rest of his team are obviously just falling apart as Lincoln runs around the map. Ziv Ziv was in a good position there. He was unlucky to go down. The impressive for Lincoln, getting the frag with the rail. Hits another shot. 4Kings are on top. 5 seconds to go. Look at the spawn from Noctis. Comes up against Lincoln. And wow. What a last power-up play from 4Kings. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was a great quad run from Lincoln. He was under so much pressure as well to find and make the kills, but he actually did it. And what did he get? 5 or 6 kills with that quad? Pretty much brilliant. And really, they were looking in trouble up until that point.
Well, you have to say, going into the next map, now 4Kings are 2-0 up on map scores. They only need one more to win, and Reason, I mean, from having that winning position.
It will be interesting to see how they recover from that, because they were so close to victory there. It would have been probably enough, just if the battlesuit had survived, it would have been able to hold off the quad and keep, the Reason team alive, but having no battlesuit just meant that Lincoln could really walk all over Reason and get the kills they so desperately needed in the last 30 seconds.
I have to say, it was an amazing attack from 4Kings on the battlesuit. They managed to get 3 or 4 frags. Faz did get it, but he got voided, so then it was all down to Lincoln to get the run, which he did do. Great pickup for him, as the rest of his teammates actually got negative frag nets. So the Fnatic player representing 4Kings in this tournament really did save the day. So deep inside, and you have to say 4Kings won't be too upset to be playing this map. It's one of their favourites. This is Reason Gaming's pick.
Yeah, it is one of 4Kings' favourites, but I'd say that Reason maybe hold a slight advantage just because of the confidence they should have on this map, having played it so well recently.
Teams are going to remain the same. Noctis, Ziv, Faz and DDK against the 4Kings players of Creaser, Verb, Lincoln and Zik. You're tuned in to levelupyourgame.net with Disrepute and Vor. And this is the esportsheaven.net Fulltilt Poker Division 1 Grand Final. The winner of this does receive, I believe, €800 in prize money. Not too shabby. And so, Deep Inside, what can you tell us about this map, Vor?
Well, Deep Inside is a really interesting map because it's a map of positioning versus items, because the strongest position on the map really doesn't have that many items. The strongest position is considered to be the quad area, and really the only item there of any note is the rail. But from the quad you will see the team holding that position move out for the Mega, which is in the underground area just below quad, and also to the yellows, and if possible, if they're that strong at pushing out and playing perfectly, they could get the red as well. But that's going to be very difficult when the teams are of this standard and so close in terms of skill and strategy and team play and tactics. It will be hard for the team holding that quad position to move out and get the items they really need.
We do see some amazing quad play on this map, just like the last one. Of course, you can come up last second up a bounce pad and just land blindsided on that quad and steal it away. But still, it's one of those maps where you do want to get a set position very early and lock down that quad room.
Yeah, because the positions at quad are really so advantageous to the team, defending them. You can even have close to no armor and still defend against multiple stacked players because that position is so strong. The team attacking is forced to come up bounce pads and forced to put themselves in a disadvantageous, bad position to attack.
Just waiting on one of the players, who is it? A Verb, to ready up.
And Verb, of course, will be a really key player on this map for 4Kings. We've seen how well he can play on it. He's really good at moving into that red armor area and holding it. Impressive.
Now, Europeans have always said, that this bridge quad area over rail and mega is the primary area, but watching the Americans play last night, I did notice that nearly every team seemed to favour packing their players in and controlling the red armour. Do you think that's a viable tactic, Vor?
I think it is, but you better be extremely organised on how you attack quad, because the red armour is almost, you know, worthless unless you can actually coordinate a good attack, because you will never survive just from having a red while attacking if your team isn't really helping you out.
So we are live and deep inside. Zik getting that spawn on that lightning gun. His teammate looks like they got red as well. Ziv goes down and drops the rail. It's 2, and when it's -1 briefly, and score to 4Kings. And the spawn for Ziv is not ideal. They did manage to survive quite a significant amount of time. Red will be up in a second. Zik doesn't decide to wait for that. Quad will be up in 15. It's going to be kind of time that quad spawns that you would expect both teams to at least be there by then. Of course, it could have already spawned for all they know. Quad's going to be up now, and 4Kings look like they had position on it. Lincoln takes it. Star man for 4K.
We've already seen how good his quad runs are. Let's see what he can do now. Red armor will be up for him if he knows to wait. Does.
And let's see what damage he can do to Reason. 4Kings in the lead at the moment. They can consolidate their advantage. He steals the mega in front of 2 players, both of which he takes out.
He did have a perfect time on the mega though, because, you know, Reason stole the last mega off of 4Kings and they still saw the time that it was picked up at. And a player like Lincoln in this position with a railgun and all other weapons as well, pretty much, you know, it's so dangerous.
Still following Lincoln, going through these lower corridors. Frenchman takes out the Swede of Ziv.
He will once again drop down on this mega, no doubt, and he's got all the weapons he needs to... Oh, he's slightly off on the timing. It's a surprise.
Looked like he just got blocked off by the shotgun of DDK. Maybe knocked onto the bounce pad and away. He's sort of chasing shadows at the moment. All the players that he's trying to shoot are just out of reach and out of his crosshairs gaze. Look at that attack from Reason. 40 seconds early for quad. They went to the quad area.
It was a good attack in terms of, you know, organised and had enough players there to have a good chance, but I don't think they quite had the weapons they needed.
You've got to wonder what they're hoping to get out of it, because as you pointed out, Vor, there's nothing actually to get here. So if you move in too early and you're waiting too long with no real armour...
Yeah, it's an area you need to win cleanly, otherwise, you know, the other team will just come back in and you won't be able to defend it.
Full increaser now, the Czech international player. Definitely a favourite. Was voted most valuable player of last season's Clan-based Eurocup. Lincoln takes the quad again, gets the yellow armour. Look, the 225s, takes out DDK before he picked them up as well. That is crucial.
Yeah, it's so important that he realised that that rocket was incoming and he just took a slight step back or he would have been dead.
Amazing technical play there from Lincoln. 10 frags is the gap, and I actually, if you think about it, it might be a little bit despondent that despite dominating the power-up so far, it's only a 10 frag gap.
Yeah, it is only a 10 frag gap, but they do have really good positions, and, you know, look at Lincoln's weaponry. You know, if he doesn't die, then he's going to be so dangerous.
He's looking like a beast on this map so far. He's not hitting every shot yet like he can do either. I mean, if he starts warming up on this map and really get going, then the reason you have to say are in some real trouble, because he is playing a very efficient game at the moment. Barely taking any damage for what he's dishing out. And look at that. Reason have obviously lost red armour. We can see the icon of the 4Kings player through the wall there, because they were just trying to rush quad and they were rushing it with nothing at all.
This is so dangerous because Lincoln has survived that pressure at quad, and now he's moved out. He's got himself a yellow, and once again he's looking healthy. He's got every gun. I mean, finally he's given some away to his teammates, but if they don't kill Lincoln soon, there could be real problems here.
There we go, he actually managed to create. They're going to switch away from him. Go to Zik with the shotgun, takes out DDK. We've got 10 seconds to go until the quad, and 4Kings are in the better position, but I wouldn't say they're in the advantaged position, because they don't have weapons or real armour or health to defend it, and so Ziv will take this quad for a reason. Excellent attack from them eventually. Oh, he didn't even get the frag!
He did force Kracer to... oh, Creaser, whatever you want to say.
Oh,
dear.
Sick!
It's not what they needed at this stage, reason. 15 frag deficit still, and the quad was the real chance to reduce that.
Well, he's just a little bit indecisive there, Ziv. And he paid the price. Unlike Lincoln we saw, who was just reacted perfectly to dodge a rocket. Now on DDK, and he lost everything he just gained. He was 150 stack there, and now he's there you go, gets killed by a machine gun. And we'll increase his POV again. Good first rocket, second rocket hit as well on Ziv, and he's surely going to go down. No, manages to evade the pummel from Zik. 12 frags is the difference. It's still so close for.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this frag difference at this stage doesn't really mean much, but you know, you look how weak Ziv is, and he is dead now. It's probably a good decision by him to die at this point. Has a chance to find more weapons and armour before the next power-ups, but the key is, can Reason get enough items before this next quad and be able to defend against 4Kings? Because in the last 30 seconds or so, I don't think there's been any damage put on 4Kings players. That means they'll be strong when they look to attack this quad.
Following DDK now. He's in the quad room. We see 4Kings with Zik trying to just come up through that upper yellow to the quad. There's only 15 seconds. One of the most dangerous points, DDK guarding this bounce pad up to quad. So many teams will send players up last second to dive on it, and in fact 4Kings have dived in and they got position on the power up. Oh, look at the shaft, brilliant, perfect. Simple, but you have to make it count. Oh! Excellent dodging from Suicide getting the frag. With the rail on the quad. And the gap still remains relatively close. Creaser just working his railgun up to 4 impressives there. Takes out Faz with a double shot. And rewarded with the red armour. Shares his shotgun with Lincoln. And they look like they both failed the jump there. Very careful, Noctis just did pick up that rocket launcher and then just vanished into thin air. It's so unusual from some of these players' point of views. These areas that are usually packed full of players are just empty, and then suddenly out of the blue DDK dives on top of Creaser. So it looks like 4Kings have been relegated to the red armour side of the map. Vor, how can they play that to their advantage?
Well, they'll look to do what they did on the last power-up cycle, where they didn't let Reason Gaming have many opportunities to damage them, and then when it came time for quad, they were able to move in, and having not been taking damage, they were strong enough to win that quad. However, they didn't pick it up, they were then able to just kill it off instantly, because Faz picked it up, he didn't have anything, and 4Kings players were strong, they were surrounding him, and the quad's never really going to get out of that position.
They've actually grown the difference during this period of play to about 20 frags. And we've only got 10 seconds till quad now. We saw Creaser just get both of those 2 lower yellows in a row, which means no armour for Reason. Although this is a bit of a manic attack from the two teams, everybody's a bit over everywhere. No one wants to pick up the quad apparently!
That's terrible
mistake. Hell?
Noctis could have picked it up. I mean, he probably felt he wasn't the strongest, but him leaving the quad has just meant Verb picks it up. He may have died instantly, but Reason do now need these quads if they want to come back.
Well, I think Faz had something like 60 armor. He seemed to jump across 2 quad and then jump away from it. I would guess that he thought he had gone far enough over to pick it up. And so Noctis, getting the call from Faz that he would pick it up, backed off and just got stolen by 4Kings. Really unfortunate for Reason. They needed that one. It was all set up right for them, and if you don't take your advantages in Quake, you might not get them again. Faz waiting for that Mega. He just didn't wait just long enough, and he's actually missed out on it. Oh my god, what the hell was that rail?
Yeah, it was quite nice, just somehow hitting the toe end of that keel model. Assuming it is a keel on stream.
It is.
Impressive.
So both of them hitting pretty tight rails at each other there. Halfway through this second map in the series, deep inside. This is the grand final. eSports7.net Fulltilt Poker Championship, Division 1. Two of the biggest names in the team deathmatch scene at the moment. And there we go, Zik dropping down. 10 seconds ago the Mega was taken there, so that was purely for the frag. And we've got 20 seconds till the next quad to see how Zik can work his way round to the power-up. Hits his first impressive of the match, it was a nice one as well. 10 seconds until the quad spawns. Red is before it. If he can rush over after the grab, no, what's he doing? Gives his weapon to Verb and he does go back for it. Makes the jump, Verb's going to follow. That was a very fortunate timing on the frag there on the bridge, and Ziv just goes down from the shaft from behind by Verb. That was the gun that was given to him, of course, by Zik, and it just shows the importance of sharing your weapons.
Yeah, I mean, Reason probably needed that quad, as we said before, because they aren't getting enough frags to bring the game back outside of power-ups. But once again, the quad was picked up by Ziv. He had someone ahead of him. He couldn't kill that player, and then the player from behind, while he's distracted from the front, takes the quad out with no problem.
Ridiculous attack from Verb going up the bounce pad there. I think he had 5 health. Managed to survive it. He's up to 80 now and back to the red, which he did take the last one. And we've seen this a lot of times from Verb in the past. Is just so good around this map.
And he's not a player you can just allow free control of that red armor to, because he's not going to just take them and sit there and do nothing. He's going to take them and cause all sorts of problems for your team.
Did you see that rocket right into the eyes? And he was typing. He almost get caught out there. He might want to get the health next time before he types. And in fact, he loses out on the red to a perfectly timed lightning gun rush from Noctis. Hit 41% with that. 18
this is
frags.
crucial. Noctis needs to try and, he's already taken quite a lot of damage here, and that's really unfortunate. Reason need a player with armor to just stay at the quad and stay strong. And
look at this play from Noctis. Absolutely brilliant play, but are his team ready to take advantage of that? DDK, excellent defensive work with the Rockets. Takes out 2 4Kings players, and surely that run of frags is going to be bringing them back. If you look at the score, it's maybe not really dented it that much. It's going to have to take a quad. And they do have position on it at the moment. Who's good for it? It looks like Noctis with the shaft. Doesn't have any extra armor, but he has enough health to survive. He's a bit low on ammo. Now got a rail in hand. He does have machine gun bullets he can use at distance as well if he wants. There's a shotgun up there. Just interestingly made sure that they secured the quad area first. Oh my god! Suddenly, 4Kings players appear and he takes out all 3 of them.
That is some really clutch railing there. That's key. That's now a 6 frag difference, and what would have happened if Noctis, didn't make those kills? It would be totally different. 4Kings would have been sitting strong at red and being able to build from there, but that's not the case now.
Well, let's take it back even further when we followed Noctis, and he managed to frag at least 2 and almost a third on the bridge. DDK finishing off 2 players, 4Kings just before the quad. Noctis had died and managed to return with a lightning gun for that quad run. He was careful and cautious, made sure they secured quad and bridge before he moved out to red. And they saw it. Now they're bringing it back. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, you would have expected 4Kings, 3 players against 1, that they would have killed it, even if it was the quad.
Yeah, I mean, you can't account for someone hitting rails of that quality under so much pressure from 3 players. It's not going to be something that happens, you know, every game.
Noctis just firing down. And he's just been worn down a little bit, but it is quad time. He's managed to survive this whole period from that last quad. 10 seconds to go. He's healthed up to 100 again. He's still got no armour. You haven't seen him work with any real armour. 2 seconds to go to a quad. Are they going to come up with the bounce pad? He managed to not pick it up and use most of his shaft before the quad pickup, but he does get it. The 225s are missing. No, there's one there. And Creaser came up the wrong time. Bounce pad there. There's the shaft ammo. And he ignores
first time in the game, Reason have the lead.
Oh my god, Verb takes him out with the rail. Well, there's always a danger going up a bounce pad. Both teams on a ton of frags there. 5 minutes remain of gameplay on this map. Time limit will be 20 minutes, remember. And 4Kings are already 2-0 to map. 2 maps to 0 up. So Reason do need to take this. It is a very pressured game for them. There's no more second chances anymore. Still following Verb, 1 health. Does go down to Noctis, but importantly he didn't give away his rail, although Noctis did apparently already have one. 5th impressive for him, we see, and we're back to the superstar of 4Kings tonight so far, Lincoln. Oh, Faz goes down. Teams are still tied. 45 seconds before quad. It looked like both teams were rushing to win the quad area because the parrot was up soon, but plenty of time to go.
This is good though, because DDK has Mega and he still has 100 armor. You know, great time to beat at quad. If he can hold it strong for his team and ideally not take much damage, then could be seeing another strong quad run.
Unbelievable at this point. Again, the teams are tied. We've only got 2 power-ups left as well. 15 seconds until the next one. DDK is looking in such a good position to take this. I mean, he could do with a shaft, but he does have a shotgun to hand. 5 seconds to go. Oh, Zik came out of nowhere from behind, and look at the attack from Lincoln. A rocket jump across. And Ziv's managed to grab it, but it's too late. Creaser there, obviously with the last Mega as well, and that was just an excellent attack from 4Kings level.
It was, yeah, but I have to question the Reason setup. They really shouldn't have lost that quad so easily. Although they didn't lose the quad, but, you know what I mean, they should not have taken so much damage, and they really should have got a strong quad run out of that.
Back on Austria's finest. Noctis here. 2 frags behind our Reason Gaming. He's got guns, he could share them with his teammate. Decides not to. The red armor's up. And Verb goes down for the 6th impressive of the game. Look, 5 excellence as well. Hits another rail. Noctis is on fire at the moment. He needs to be to get his team this victory. They need to win this map. There's only 1 quad left, and that is 1 minute away. 2 minutes left on the map. Teams are tight. I really can't call this for.
No, it's going to be very close, and I'm worried for Reason here that they might not be strong enough to defend this quad.
Teams are tied.
Noctis does go down pretty quick with Lincoln. He's not exactly strong himself. It's all going to come down to just who wins this last quad, surely. Who gets maybe the Mega or the red before it. The yellows. Last red is up now and it's been taken. The yellows are actually at quite a useful time for last minute attacks. Take over this area, and 4Kings are the guys in control of it at the moment. Although DDK comes up with the machine gun, actually manages to do a hell of a lot of damage to Lincoln. And he's just been set down, but 2 players attacking with no guns for.
And unfortunately, Reason, no chance of getting this last quad.
It looks like 4Kings Verb. Is this just going to be a glory run, or are we going to see the strangest turnaround in frags ever?
Not managing to do too much with his last quad, but really he's doing exactly what he needs. He's just sitting strong up this red, and there is not much chance of making up these frags, unfortunately for Reason.
Well, that does mean 4Kings would take it 3-0. Remember, they were from the upper bracket, so they got a 1-0 head start. But we have seen 2 excellent maps played out in this final. Oh, congratulations. eSports7.net Fulltilt Poker champions, 4Kings. Reason Gaming the runners up, and they are quick to exit the server. So Vor, just a few words on that final.
I think it's sad that we don't get to see more maps, because the 2 maps we did see were really, really high quality. Both teams exceptional, but unfortunately for Reason, at the end of both maps really, it was lost at the end. They didn't quite have enough to just see each map out. They had chances to win both, and you know, had they done that, we could be going into a couple more excellent maps.
So, thanks for joining us tonight on levelupyourgame.net. I'm Disrepute. That was Vor.